So Scion AV, they're pretty damn awesome because of just what they're doing in metal lately. They're just releasing all these free EPs of metal bands for like promotional purposes. I guess, you know, they're promoting their cars and stuff, but at the same time they're promoting the bands, which is a really good thing. And they're not just promoting what you'd think they'd promote. They're like promoting like non-mainstream bands, I guess you could say, like Immolation and Enslaved, and more recently Meshuggah, which is what we're here to talk about today. The new EP song, I guess you could call it, Pitch Black, from the band Meshuggah. Now, Pitch Black, everyone got psyched when they like announced that Pitch Black would be released through Scion AV. We were all like, oh, is it going to be a new EP? Is it going to be a big, long song like I or something like that? Who knows? Well, in actuality, considering Meshuggah have been touring for quite some time in the support of the new album, it's actually an old song that's only just now released, kind of like how they did Rare Tracks back in the day. The song is about 5 minutes in length, and it's actually called Pitch Black, and it was recorded right after the Nothing album in the year 2003. So that's what you're going to get a lot with this song. A lot of Nothingisms. And to me, this song, just to describe my overall feelings of the song Pitch Black, it's very much a combination of the stylings on the albums Nothing and Destroy, Erase, Improve. And here's where the thing comes in with me. Those are the only two albums by this band that I like individual songs on them. I adore individual songs on them, but overall, as albums, I can't dig them as much from a subjective viewpoint as everything else they've done, which I pretty much think is like perfect, all their other albums, and like But at the same time, you could argue that like all the elements of like classic Meshuggah, what they're really good at are on here. The groove is heavy and hard as fuck, and the production is just amazing on this track. It's very clean, yet you get the really, really deep tones of the 8-string on here. I think by this point, I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure they got the 8 strings, the custom 8 strings they wanted to get right about after the Nothing album came out, because they were using down-tuned 7 strings or something on that. So this might be the first officially released Meshuggah song on an 8-string, which is kind of cool. But just to describe the track in general, how it progresses, it starts off with a riff that's like, this is one of the things that irked me about it. I wasn't too much into the groove. It's a pretty hard groove, but honestly, it in combination with the spoken vocals that are used on this track by Thomas Hake as opposed to like Yanes doing vocals, it feels like a really meh-ish combination of Spasm and some of the stuff from Fredrik's solo project. It feels like a riff that like Fredrik has made before, because I'm pretty sure this whole song was composed by Fredrik. But this just basically feels like Spasm too, and that's one of the songs off Nothing that I don't dig. Although, there are some things about this song that I really like that I'm going to get into. Firstly, the spoken vocal performance by Thomas Hake is just incredible. It's almost as good as, if not as good as, his performance on Dancers to a Discordant System, which is crazy. And that's also on this 2-song thing. There's a live track of Dancers to a Discordant System that I'll get into a little detail about later. But like I said, a lot of us were also hoping that there would be elements of I on this particular track, their 21-minute long song, I. And there sort of is one. So that didn't completely let me down, because the solo that Fredrik pulls in the middle of this song totally is I-esque, and I just heard that, and I'm like, oh, yes. But the best thing about this song is at the very end. It's just this, like, Meshuggah can be really good at making these really powerful chords. Well, obviously, but I mean, and there's, like, this crazy, like, lead shredding thing going on over it. It's just really, really huge sounding. And I don't know how to describe it exactly, because like that's all Meshuggah are, is they're huge sounding, but this is just like, harmonious to a degree while being huge sounding. If you want to know what I'm talking about, just look up Scion AV's channel and look up Pitch Black and listen to the last 2 minutes of this song, because it basically repeats it till the outro. But overall, for the most part, I was underwhelmed by this song, so it really drags the rating. I'm going to have to give this down a bit. But what boosts it a little bit from what I probably would give this if it was just Pitch Black, the song by itself, is the live recording of Dancers to a Discordant System, which is fucking awesome. You get to hear the intricacies of Yanes pulling off all the vocals in this, because it was Thomas Hake doing the spoken vocals on the studio recording. So that's really cool, and they're just doing a really tight performance as always. They're Meshuggah, they're legendary live. And I'm about to get to judge whether, like, they're as legendary as people say live, because I recently saw the band Gojira, and the only thing that could top that live performance, that performance was so perfect. I'll make a whole video on, like, the concerts I've seen this month, but this is the only band that I feel in the world could top that performance, because they're Meshuggah. They're a legendary band. They're my favorite band for a reason. But stuff like Pitch Black is not that reason. And in all honesty, all things considered, for this whole 2-song ordeal, I'm probably going to have to give this a 7.5. I was hoping for a lot more in Pitch Black, and I was a bit underwhelmed. So I guess you can say I'm not, like, super addicted to everything Meshuggah did. I'm not, like, the most cliche Meshuggah fanboy ever. I'm close. But anyway, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video.